everybody. Welcome to another episode of Sports Rambling with Brian Belcito. So this is a little offshoot show that I'm going to be doing from time to time called The Attic. Here in the attic, we're going to be digging into old shoeboxes of baseball cards, old wax packs of cards, any kind of memorabilia that I pick up along the way. We're going to go through talking about it and seeing what I've added to my collection. So I just wanted to, talk to you guys about how baseball card collecting and sports card collecting in general was something that helped me get into sports at a young age. It was something that I did avidly through, 8, 9, 10, all the way up until I was about 17, 18 years old. Just starting to get back into it a little bit, so I'm excited about that and seeing what I can add to my collection. Back in the day, 1980-ish or so, I was playing Little League. And like most kids and most teams, after you got done with your game, you run over and meet with your team, and then your team mom gives everybody a ticket to go to the snack bar. All the other kids are running over there to get soda and candy, and here comes Brian with his ticket. Give me a pack of those baseball cards, please. So that's really where I got started with collecting cards. And like I said, it took me all through my teen years, and I have a pretty big collection of 70s, 80s, early 90s stuff. There's not a lot of value there. First and foremost, I'm a collector that collects for nostalgia, cool cards, players I like, stuff like that, and I'm excited to see what I can add to my collection here. So today we are opening a pack of 1981 Donruss baseball cards. Now, the story behind this company is they were, through the 80s, they were one of three big companies that were making baseball cards. You had, and sports cards in general. You had Donruss, Fleer, and Topps. Topps being, the king of the roost. They're the one that goes way back with the start of baseball cards, Bowman Company, stuff like that. So in the early 50s, the mid 50s, Donruss was founded. They did baseball for a couple of years, and then they moved into entertainment in the 60s and the 70s, and they did some different series of entertainment cards, like things like Hot Rod Magazine, stuff like that. And then in 1981, they started coming out with baseball cards again, and golf cards. I've never seen Donruss golf cards from 1981. I'd be totally interested to see some of those. So if anybody out there has some of those, I'd love to see them. So anyway, through the 80s, Donruss they got towards the end of the 80s, and that's when, or the early 90s, and that's when they got out of baseball cards. They're back now. They do make cards now. So I'm excited to get into this pack of cards. So like I said, I don't really collect for the overall value, looking for the most expensive things. I'm certainly not going to kick a card to the curb if it has some value. So some of the best cards we might find in here, there's a lot of Hall of Famers, guys like Johnny Bench, Rod Carew, Willie Stargell, Pete Rose. Some of the more valuable cards we'll find is maybe a Tim Raines rookie card or a Ricky Henderson. It would be his second year of being in the majors, but being Donruss's first year, it would be his first Donruss card. Danny Ainge, the Celtics player, his rookie baseball card is in here. A lot of people don't know he played second base for the Blue Jays for a couple seasons. So we're going to go ahead and get into this wax pack of cards. It's 1981, so the gum probably isn't the most nutritious snack out there. So let's see what we got here. I'm peeling this apart. Back when I was a kid, we would just tear into these things, so I'm going to do this kind of carefully. See what we got here. We might run into, just as I thought, we're going to run into, the gum is stuck to the wrapper, and therefore it's also completely stuck to the card. And it's Bobby Castillo of the Dodgers, which is interesting because I actually met him a couple times. Bobby passed away from cancer a couple of years ago, but I was lucky enough to have him play in my family's charity golf tournament. So, even though the gum is stuck to it, unfortunately, at least it's kind of a nostalgic card for me. So we've got here Reds pitcher Doug Bear. We've got Dodgers outfielder Rick Monday, who ended up, he hit a big home run for the Dodgers in that era to send them to the World Series, beating the Montreal Expos in Montreal in Game 5 of NLCS. kind of a cool card. Well, here's a cool card. The centering is terrible, but Dodgers first baseman Steve Garvey. The centering is awful on that card, so it makes it worth absolutely nothing. Another Dodger, and I'm getting tired of getting Dodger cards here, but Hall of Famer Don Sutton. Oh, here's a pretty cool one. Like I mentioned in the Open, Hall of Fame Reds catcher Johnny Bench. Another Dodger, pitcher Bob Welch. Another Dodger, outfielder Rudy Law. Another guy who played in my family's golf tournament. Really good guy. I like Rudy a lot. Another Dodger, another Steve Garvey. An action shot of Steve Garvey. So I wonder if the person I bought this pack from would take it back, because it's got too much Dodger blue in it. Here we go. Ken Griffey Sr. You know, his son's kind of a famous ball player. Ken Griffey had a pretty good career. And here's an action shot of Johnny Bench. So 2 Johnny Bench cards in this pack. That's not bad. We got a lot of Reds coming through. Reds and Dodgers. Reds infielder Junior Kennedy. How about this? Dodger manager Tom Lasorda. Here's another Hall of Famer. Reds pitcher Tom Seaver. So I think I got the Reds and Dodgers pack, because here's Dodgers second baseman Davey Lopes. Guess what? Dodgers pitcher Rick Sutcliffe. Reds catcher Joe Nolan. Reds first baseman Harry Spillman. And Dodgers outfielder Jay Johnstone. Another good guy. He came to my golf tournament, my family's charity golf tournament. He owns a sports memorabilia company, and he came and did our auction. So there you have it, folks. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 Dodger cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 7 Cincinnati Reds cards. So, not too happy of a camper with that as my first attic. But, hey, you know, what are you going to do? It's the randomness of buying old packs of cards. So, I hope you enjoyed watching me open a Dodgers majority pack of cards. And we will see you on the next episode of The Attic. Hey everybody, welcome to Sports Rambling with Brian Belcito. This is another episode of The Attic where we dig into shoe boxes and old boxes to find nostalgic baseball cards and anything else that I can add to my collection. So on the last episode, we had a pack of 1981 Donruss cards that didn't go so well. As a Giants fan, I got 11 Dodgers out of the 18 cards. Not your, optimal pack for me, but anyway. So we're going to go back into 1981 Donruss today. On the last episode, we talked about how there's a lot of Hall of Famers in this pack. It's the first year of this set of Donruss. Is the first time Donruss got back into baseball since the late 50s, early 60s. So we want to just go tear into this pack of cards like we talked about. The cards that might have some value that you find in here is you got Hall of Famers like Willie Stargell, George Brett, Rod Carew, Nolan Ryan, Joe Morgan. Cards that are going to be maybe on the value side, you might find a Tim Raines rookie or Ricky Henderson, his second year of ball, but since it's the first year of Donruss, you might find a Ricky Henderson in there. So let's bless this pack of cards, and let's just give it a little bit of what's that? Dodgers suck, you say? Okay, right on. So hopefully, since this pack is talking to me and telling me something like that, we ain't gonna pull another 11 cards of the Dodgers. Knowing me and my prediction abilities that people have followed me over the years on Facebook, I'll probably get 12 Dodgers now that I said all that. So it's a wax pack from 1981 Donruss. So last time we had the gum stuck to it, and we have the gum stuck again, and we have got, you will not believe this. So, yeah. It's literally the same pack of cards with maybe 3 others thrown in there, so whoever I bought these from.